Interrogator Forlax reporting. Planet Midgard. Hive Octavian. The Blue Oyster cult, having suffered a brutal defeat at the hands of the Blood Moon Hunters, moved to lick their wounds away from the Junktown area and attempt to reinforce their numbers at the Slaughterhouse, where they will try and rescue the soon-to-be executed Crenshaw to bolster their ranks. Execution is imminent. It is just a matter of time. Message ends.
So it's the return of the Blue Oyster cults, featured in the first battle in which they got beaten quite badly, quite brutally. The leader got taken out of action, lost a point of BS, another guy got killed outright, and also, I'm not sure if you remember, but Dave, who plays the Blue Oyster cult, the only reason the Ambot was actually in the game was because he forgot to bring the heavy bolter. So this is kind of an opportunity for him to rectify his stupidity. So in this battle, they're attempting to rescue Crenshaw, the heavy bolter man who they've discovered is about to be executed by the local enforcers. If they can rescue him and get him off the table, then he will be recruited into the gang. However, it isn't always that easy. If either him or the Ambot is taken out of action at all, they will be dead. 66 dead. No second chance, no doctor. So if either Crenshaw, the prisoner, or the scrap code Ambot is taken out of action in any way, shape or form, they're removed from the gang sheet. If both are taken out of action, they're both removed. So although it's a slight opportunity to get one of his guys back, equally it's a big possibility that he might actually lose both and leave his gang absolutely crippled. So the stakes are high. It also doesn't help that the enforcers have played their tactics card, Tainted Meat, and played it on Crenshaw, the prisoner, meaning that he starts the battle with a flesh wound, so he's already only got toughness 2, meaning it's going to be an awful lot easier to kill him, and as I say, taking him out of action will result in his perma-death. Their other tactics card, Fire Discipline, they're playing at the start as well, meaning that they only go out of ammo if it's an ammo symbol and a hit roll. If it misses, it's not out of ammo. The Blue Oyster cults have got limited time to rescue Crenshaw. They've only got 5 turns to move anyone next to him. As soon as they move a person next to him, he will be rescued and then he's got to flee the board. Up until the point he is rescued, he's effectively invulnerable. There is a man stood next to him with a gun trained on the back of the head. He's just there to show that he can't just run away willy-nilly. Just an NPC character. But yeah, if you move next to him, he'll immediately be rescued. The enforcer with the stub gun will be taken out of action, and then he's got to escape the board before he's taken out and killed. As I say, the Ambot as well, if he goes out of action, he is dead as well. So stakes are high, but equally, if both survive, then he's got a big advantage because suddenly he's got an extra heavy bolter champion lurking around his gang along with an Ambot, so he could really do with this one. The enforcers will do everything in their power to stop them. They only start with 3 people on the board, however they will get reinforcements continually after turn 2. They'll come on from random table edges, and it's basically unlimited reinforcements, so the longer it takes, the more and more reinforcements will pile on. You don't just turn up and disrupt an execution without the wrath of the Emperor coming down upon you. The execution method is the standard one used in most civilized societies, throwing someone into a massive fan and mincing them into burger meat. So yeah, 5 turns to rescue him, otherwise he's going to come out looking like he's just been through a sausage grinder. Delicious. Alright, so let's get it on! So on to lineups for the Blue Oyster cult. First off we have Leningar. He's a specialist with an auto gun and mesh armor, so specialist but without a special weapon. Very boring. Next up, Avalon Doom Cowl. Again, a ganger. He's got an auto gun. Both had mesh armor. Standard profiles other than that. Asker Screamcrow is the replacement for the guy who died horribly in the last battle. Again, ganger, and he also has an auto gun, so a lot of rapid fire. The Sergeant, Bladebreaker, he's a champion, 2 plasma pistols, demolition charge as well, and a chainsaw, so a bit of a beast weapons-wise. And the scrap code, Corrupted Ambot FX190, so he's the scrap code version, so he comes with Nerves of Steel, Machine Madness, slightly altered stats. The Blood Eagles Enforcers. They start off with Bull, the Subjugator Sergeant, grenade launcher, shield. He's got photon flash to go with his grenade launcher as well as all the usual gubbins. Flyby, standard patrolman. He's got a concussion carbine. And finally, we have Claymore, the lunatic Scotsman. So he's packing an Enforcer bolt gun. The rest of the Enforcers can come on as reinforcements anytime after turn 2. So it just starts off with 3 guys, but they will be reinforced as the battle commences. Priority roll for the first turn, and the Blue Oyster cult gets it. In the entirety of the last battle, they didn't get a single one, so off to a good start. Asker moves first, double times it to the door, so double move, just to move up behind that door. Getting ready to unleash hell when it opens. Claymore, again, move. Just covering the flank. Is going to double time it up to the top of the watchtower. Get a good view from there. Spy the local surroundings. With his 24-inch range on his auto gun, he should be able to pick off most things. Flyby. He legs it up the staircase. Again, to get a good view of the local surroundings, surrounding the prisoner quite nicely. Covering all bases. There are only 3 of them, so we'll be slightly outnumbered for now. FX190 plows through the door. And he's going to use a single move that he's got left to get to the bottom of the staircase. And Bladebreaker is going to move up the stairs, so he's making a run for it directly towards the prisoner. Bull, the Sergeant, he's going to move around the corner and get Bladebreaker squarely between his iron sights. Now, he is choosing to fire with his grenade launch, which is possibly the stupidest thing ever attempted. It is at close range, so he should definitely have just gone for the stub gun, but he's going with the grenade launcher purely by moronicness, and he needs a 5 to hit because it's close range at -1 on the grenade launcher. Would have been +2 on the stub gun, but yeah, stupid. And he has missed. So missed massively, and that scatters back directly back onto himself. Absolutely unbelievable. So the worst possible start for the Enforcers. So it's force to wound, strength 3, toughness 3, that's wounded. He will have a save, quite a good save actually, with his decent armor that he's got, and shield, so he's got a 2+ save, which he has failed. So the worst possible start just got worse, as he blows himself to smithereens, loses a wound, fails the initiative check, and gets knocked back over the edge, but doesn't take any damage from the fall. What an idiot. Okay, Leningar, so he's going to use Adrenaline Surge, which means he can have 1 additional action, so move, shoot. He's going to move to behind the barricade, giving him a great line of sight onto Flyby, and he's going to shoot his auto gun. Won't be at short range, so he doesn't get +1 to hit. But he's using the Architect of Fate, the Changer of the Ways, so he can ignore all cover and negative modifiers, so it's just 4s to hit. However, he does still miss on a 3. misses spectacularly. So that's the end of the first turn. No bottle checks, no recovery rolls, so just on to turn 2. Priority roll for turn 2, yellow are the Blood Eagles, and so the Blood Eagles get it. Flyby goes first, having just had a showering of shots bounce all around him. He's turned back to fire at the man who fired upon him, Leningar. So it's 4+ to hit, no cover. Fours to hit and missed again. Really is going to be one of those days, isn't it? So he shoots, he misses, scatters, but doesn't hit anywhere even close by to anyone. So that is just going to blow up a medium level pile of rubbish. Avathan, with his auto gun, 4s to hit. He has missed. So another great shot. This is a lesson in how not to shoot your weaponry. Bull the Subjugator Sergeant, so he's up, and through that gap in the wall he can quite happily see the Ambot lurking on the other side of it. He's going to fire his Photon Flash Grenade, hope to cause the Ambot to lose his activation. Frag Grenade probably not going to do an awful lot against him. And he's hit, finally! Finally we have someone who can actually shoot a gun. That's a hit. 5+ needed for the initiative check, which he's failed. He did pass his Nerves of Steel though, so he still stood up, but he does miss his next activation, so that's FX 190 is not going anywhere this turn. Askar is going to open the door on his first move. And then he has Flyby directly in his sights, lined up nicely. He is in cover though, so he's going to need 5s to hit. Soft cover, long range, not aiming. 4s, so again, just missed. Missed 3 times though, so fired a lot of bullets. Wasting ammo. Claymore decides to hightail it back towards the prisoner, having realised that the flank is pretty much collapsing at this point. Not the best move, just moved out there and then moved back again. Just doing laps. Doing some kind of beak test. Leningar, Architect of Fate again, and Rapid Fire, so he can fire twice as a basic action. 4s to hit, because all cover's ignored. Hit, so 3 times, he's going to spread that out. That's 2 against Flyby, 1 against Claymore. Both toughness 3, strength 3. Toughness 3, strength 3, so that's 4+ to wound. So that's 1 wound each. 1 didn't get through, so they've got the saving throws, which is 5+. Bit of flak armor and the armored undersuit. Failed. So both have been wounded and injured. Injury roll coming up. Dead. So Flyby is toast. Red to 10s. 61, so he is dead. So he's got his face blown to smithereens. Eat that. Just a bloody mess. The Chaos Gods are pleased. Bladebreaker. He double times it up towards the prisoner. All he has to do is get in contact with the prisoner and he will automatically free him. Doesn't actually have to do anything when he gets there or perform an action. So that's the end phase. Reinforcements will come on for the enforcers. So we've got Lump, the Ogre. He's popped up just next to the Corrupted Ambot, and Shrapnel, who's got an Enforcer shotgun. He's a little bit out of the way, to be honest. Could do with being a bit luckier and getting closer deployment. Claymore, recovery roll. is recovered, so he's got a flesh wound. So down but not out, flips over, ready for action. So just a reminder, the Blue Oyster cult have to rescue the prisoner. All they need to do is get next to him. They'll automatically free the prisoner. He'll then have to escape the board. He will immediately get to have an action. So it'll probably take him at least two to three turns to get off the board. If at any point though, he is taken out of action, which he will be able to be shot as soon as he's released, or the ambot is taken out of action, they will be dead. No injury rolls, just out of action, toast, and dead as in 66 dead. No coming back. Priority roll, turn 3, and the Blue Oyster cult get it. So straight away, Blade Breaker is going for the rescue. Going to launch that guard into the fan and save his friend. Bosh. The prisoner, Crenshaw, so he's not actually armed with anything, even though his model has a heavy bolter. He's just going to move as quickly as possible towards the table edge, directly underneath Claymore, who has just recovered though. Lump the Ogryn. So by moving Bladebreaker first, he did sacrifice his ability to charge with the Ambot, so he gets charged. I assume he thought the rescue was more important. So the charge is in. 4s to hit with 1 Augmetic Fist and 1 Spudjacker. Hit, miss. So 1 Spudjacker is missed. 3s to wound on the Augmetic Fist, 4s on the Spudjacker, Strength 5, Toughness 5. 2 wounds, both with the Augmetic Fist. That's going to be -1 AP, so it's 5 to save. Both have failed. That's 4 damage. He's only got 3 wounds, so it's 2 injury dice. And he is coup de grace and toast. No injury roll needed. He is just dead. That'll leave a mark. Dead as a can of spam. Avathan. He's gonna attempt some retribution, taking a pot shot at Lump. So it's an aimed shot. Hard cover though, so he's still going to need 5s. And he's missed just and out of ammo, but he's succeeded in his ammo check, so he's not out of ammo. Decided for once to bring more than 1 bullet to a gang fight. Sage plan. Bull. He's got to try and get back to the middle in order to stop the escapee. So he climbs up. And he's going to take a pot shot. He can't see the prisoner from where he is, unfortunately. But there's always someone else to shoot at. So, frag grenade launched directly into the spine of Bladebreaker. That's hit. Nerves of Steel check is failed, but he's not knocked back. 4s to wound. And he has wounded. Will get a save with his mesh armor though, 5+ to save. Failed miserably. So another hit. -1 wound. But yeah, the worst single lot of shooting ever. But yeah, comes to an end. Bull's pulling his weight somehow if he's not blowing himself to smithereens. -1 wound. Azka's gonna move. Get behind a bit of cover and support the escaping prisoner. And Claymore. This is a big one, so he's going to try and jump down. He succeeded. There we go, still in it. Had he failed that and injured himself or landed on his head, he would have had very little option next turn in order to try and stop the prisoner from escaping. As it stands, he's pretty much their only hope if he can stay on his feet, unless he can be taken out now by Leningar. He's reloaded his gun, And he's got 3+ to hit because it's short range. But he's missed and jammed again, and he is jammed. Completely out of ammo. So there is still a chance. Shrapnel's going to move up. There's not an awful lot he can do. All comes down to whether Claymore can take out the prisoner before he escapes. So he's going to need to win priority. If he doesn't win priority, the prisoner's just going to be able to get off the table on his next move. They need this priority roll. 6 and 6. But they get it anyway because they didn't have it last turn. So here we go. Close range, aiming, bolt gun, 2s to hit, anything but a 1. Then it will be rapid fire and 2s to wound because he's already got that flesh wound. Anything but a 1. Ah, shit. And he legs it. Off the board, game over. The prisoners escaped. Blue Oyster Cults win.